What is up, guys? And we are back with another video. And I'm wearing the same stuff as I did in some of my other videos because I shot all of these in one night because I had a day off. So I'm kind of just, doing a bunch of videos. So that way you guys have some more content over a couple days instead of, me not being able to do it. So today we're going to be going over a couple bills that I believe are the real target of the Democratic Party. I know everybody's freaking out about HR 127, which is the worst, most disgusting, stupid, insane bill ever, and yes, we need to oppose that. But in my opinion, the four bills we're going to be talking about today, along with some other ones, but these are the four that I'm focusing on in this video. These are four of the ones that I think are the real ones that are going to be trying to get passed. Now, why do I think that? Well, HR 127 is the bill that is like licensing and banning and uh, new training and multiple different types of licenses. It's all around a terrible bad bill, and there's multiple different parts that have already been ruled as unconstitutional in the past, so I don't think that it would pass at all. Not to mention, there are many Democrats who are not radicals. They are more moderate that will not pass that bill. So, in my opinion, I don't think that bill is going anywhere. If it does, it's probably going to be amended very heavily, and it won't resemble the same thing that it is. What I think is going on is the four bills we're talking about today are the four bills, HR 121, 125, 130, and 167. These bills are ones that are smaller, if you could call them that. They're like one page. They're straight to the point, but they would be just as dire, and they're essentially pieces of HR 127, right? HR 127 is a big bill with a bunch in it, and these are just subsects that are picked and pulled out of it. And the reason that I think everybody is they put up 127 is because it's the big bad one. Everybody's focusing on that one. Well, if we lose focus and we're not focused on the other bills like these four, they might pass. And that would be disastrous because these ones are terrible. So, the first one is HR 121 to provide for the hiring of 200 additional ATF and agents and investigators to enforce gun laws. Obviously, if they're going to institute new gun laws, well, they need more people to enforce them. So, I personally don't think 200 is going to matter because if, you know, 75 million Americans don't follow these stupid laws that they're going to try and put in place, what are 200 agents going to do? But 200 additional agents on top of what they already have would be enough to, possibly get to a few more people than they would otherwise. So, they would also be able to raid manufacturers a lot faster, quicker, easier. So, this is one bill that I think should be opposed. We don't need more ATF agents. In fact, we need less. If we could get rid of the ATF, that would be optimal. But this is one bill that is only like one page, and all it is hire more. Okay? This is one that needs opposing. However, this one doesn't need as much opposing as the other three that I'm going to talk about. All right, so the next one, HR 125. HR 125 is to amend Title 18 of the United States Code to provide for a 7-day waiting period before a semi-automatic firearm, a silencer, armor-piercing ammunition, or a large capacity ammunition magazine may be transferred. Of course, it was Miss Jackson Lee, the same person who did 127, did 125, and I believe 130. Was it 130? Yep, 130 and 167. No. She didn't do 167. She did 130 and 125. So, uh, this act may be cited as the Gun Safety Not Sorry Act. of 2021. The Not Sorry Act. Little in your face, isn't it? Yeah. You know what? Screw you, Miss Jackson Lee. Findings. The Congress finds as follows. There's nearly one mass shooting per day in the United States. No. No. That's only if you include gang violence. In December, they list a couple different ones and cherry pick statistics. You know, yeah. So let's see. A 7-day waiting period required before transferring a semi-automatic firearm, a silencer, armor-piercing ammunition, or large capacity ammunition. So they want to do a 7-day waiting period for standard capacity magazines. Uh, so let's see. Says here essentially, you have to wait 7 days before you can get the firearm you bought, the silencer you bought, armor piercing ammo, so I think it would include green tip, large capacity magazine. And this is just all the definitions of the different things that would be required on the waiting. It shall be unlawful for a person who is not a licensed importer, licensed manufacturer, or licensed dealer in or affecting interstate or foreign commerce to transfer to another person not so licensed a semi-automatic firearm, a silencer, armor-piercing ammunition, or a large capacity ammunition magazine unless at least 7 business days have elapsed since the transferee most recently offered or agreed to acquire the semi-automatic firearm, silencer, ammunition, or magazine, as the case may be, from the transfer. Now, notice how it says 7 business days. So you're actually going to have to wait about a week and a half because a lot of places are not open 7 days a week, depending where you go. And as I recall, normally business days are actually counted Monday through Friday. So this depends on the individual business and what they mean by business days. So it could be 7 business days from Monday to the next Monday, or it could be actual business days Monday through Friday, in which case it would be Monday to Friday and then Monday and Tuesday, and you wouldn't be able to get it to Wednesday. I don't know which one they're using. They don't specify. They say business days, but I'm assuming that they mean 7 business days like what your bank uses. So Monday through Friday. And then they just say, blah, blah, blah. The term large capacity, they define what it means. Now, here's the important part to this, right? So, transferring a semi-automatic firearm, right? In some states, you already have a waiting period, but in my state, you don't have a waiting period. You have a waiting period, I believe, if you don't have a concealed carry license. If you have a concealed carry license, you can take it same day. Armor-piercing ammunition, it depends what type of ammunition you're talking about, because I believe some types you have to do paperwork for, and others you can buy. I don't know what the difference is. I'm not really big on ammo too much. A silencer. Dude, a silencer is already an NFA item. This adds 7 days to your however long it takes for you to get it. So when you go to get the silencer, right, you go, you buy it, and then you have to wait for the paperwork, right? So if you get the paperwork, once you are legally able to acquire the firearm, from my understanding based on this, then a 7-day period starts. So all you people who bought silencers and it took you 3, 4, 6, 9 months to get the stupid paperwork back, to then be able to actually go and have it transferred to you, you have to wait another 7 days. And then, of course, the large capacity magazine, which is just standard capacity. Literally, every gun comes with a 30-round mag. So this is one bill that would make it harder for you to get the things you want. And this would make it, and from what I understand, it only applies. The only time that it doesn't apply is if you're an FFL, between FFLs. So even in a state that allows you to take it same day with your concealed carry license or whatnot, you would still have to wait 7 days. That's terrible. Because if you went through the process of getting your concealed carry, it's because you want one. It's because you might need one. Say you get it, and now you gotta wait 7 days. And you got some crazy guy who's stalking you, especially for a woman. What happens then? Oh, sucks. You gotta wait 7 days. What if he kills you in that time? What if you get assaulted in that time? What if you get robbed in that time? Like, this is a bad bill. So this is one of the ones that is smaller that would be overshadowed by 127. So you need to contact your reps about this one as well. Now we're moving on to an even worse bill. HR 130. To require the safe storage of firearms and ammunition, and to require the investigation of reports of improper storage of firearms or ammunition. So this means it shall be unlawful for a person to store or keep any firearm or ammunition that has moved in or that has otherwise affected interstate or foreign commerce on the premises of a residence under the control of a person if the person knows or reasonably should know that an individual who has not attained 18 years of age is likely to gain access to the firearm or ammunition without the permission of the parent or the guardian or individual, or an individual who resides at the residence is ineligible to possess a firearm under federal, state, or local law. It won't apply if you keep your guns secured, unloaded, and separately in a safe certified by the Attorney General and locked with a trigger lock certified by the General, or off the premises at a storage facility or gun range certified by the Attorney General. If you violate this, you'll be fined not more than $5,000. Whoever in criminal action is found to have violated with respect to it shall be fined not less than $50,000, not more than $100,000, and imprisoned not more than 20 years, or both. Yeah, lovely. Let's see. Within 1 year after the date, they'll provide blah blah blah. Okay, so essentially, what it comes down to, the gist of this bill, is it says that you have to keep your guns stored, unloaded, separate from your ammo, in a safe, or off your away from your private home in a storage facility or gun range. How does that help me if people break into my home and I need to defend myself and I have to go open my safe, pull the gun out, take the trigger lock off, open my storage safe for the ammo, and then load the gun? Yeah, I'm dead. Or, tied up and sodomized with a broom handle. I don't know, right? I have seconds to react if someone breaks in my house. This is stupid. Now, I can't tell. It says that it pertains to people who are not. So it pertains to children and people who aren't able to have a gun. But from what I understand, you're already liable for that. If somebody gets a gun that they're not supposed to, and you knew that they could obtain it, that it falls on you liability wise. So we already have laws on it, but this makes it to where you have to do it. You have to store your firearms in a certain way. So that little hideaway shelf that you have that is activated with like a magnet or whatever that drops out and you get your gun, that's not good enough. Based on this bill, it has to be stored separate from the ammo and have a trigger lock on it if you're not using it. So it's basically a brick. This one also somewhere in here, I didn't see where it was, but if you it says and to require the investigation of reports of improper storage of firearms or ammunition. This part also implies that anybody, literally anybody, could just say, oh yeah, he doesn't put his gun in a gun safe, and the police have to come and investigate that. And they have the legal right, apparently, at that point, to go into your house and see if you're storing your weapons appropriately. Right? Now, this says that it applies to if you have children in the house or if you have, whatever. But what about the people who can't afford a $500 to $1,000 gun safe to put it in, and all they have is a simple carry case or a simple, 2 key lock like hard case? Very easy to break into. Very much easier to just steal the whole case, but what and what if the kid knows the combination even if you did have a safe and gets it? Are you still liable for that? Like, there's so many things about this that don't make sense. Also, it completely, like I said earlier, neuters your ability to defend yourself in your own home if you need to. So once again, this, along with the previous bill, are two bills that are only like 1 page long, but would be terrible because they do nothing to stop crime, and all they do is hurt you as a gun owner whose primary purpose for owning the gun is self-defense, right? So, move on to the last one, which is H.R. 167, to prohibit the transfer of a firearm at a gun show by a person who is not a federally licensed firearms dealer. So, the gist of this one is, if you're not an FFL, you don't get the sun. This is a close the gun show loophole thing. Essentially, this is a UBC bill. Should be unlawful for a person to transfer a firearm at a gun show unless they're a licensed dealer. Shall not apply to a transfer to a person licensed under this, blah, blah, blah. So, basically, if you violate this, you'll be fined an amount equal to $10,000 multiplied by the number of firearms involved in the violation and imprisoned not less than 1 year and not more than 2 years or both. So if you dare to sell your private property to someone else who you reasonably believe is not a felon, or you have no reason to believe is a felon, you're going to get $10,000 fine per gun that you were selling, and you'll be minimum put in jail for a year. So, and here's the thing. This is essentially a universal background check without actually the universal background check part. This is just saying that you can't sell at a gun show. It's not an actual UBC bill because it doesn't require background checks, because it just bans the outright sale of the firearms. But it has the exact same spirit of the UBC in the fact that there's no way for this to be enforced. How do you know if I sold a gun privately or not unless it's an undercover agent that is trying to get you to sell to them? That's the only way. Other than that, if I sell it to Jim Bob Joe and he ends up committing a crime with it, and they ask where he got it, and they say me, and they're just like, well, when did you sell it to him? I could just be like, before the law. Prove me wrong. And that's assuming he commits a crime with it. If he buys it off me and never commits a crime with it, what was the harm in me selling it to him? Apparently, $10,000 in a year or two in jail is what I would get for simply selling to somebody else who didn't do anything with the gun, right? So, this is another one, and eventually this particular bill, 167, would probably be used to further either a UBC or a gun registry, because they won't be able to figure out who is selling or when they were sold. So they need a gun registry in order to make this one work. These four bills, not 121, the 200 ATF agents isn't like the worst. That one in particular, it is bad, but it's not like, it doesn't directly infringe on your rights, right? It's just hiring 200 additional people to an agency that already has like 1,000 members or some crap in it. But HR 125, 130, 167 all directly infringe on your rights. And not many people are talking about these bills for whatever reason. I think it's because HR 127, the big bad bill, is one that for whatever reason it has been toted and touted as like the biggest one to defeat. But the thing is, like I said earlier in the video, I think that one is a red herring. That one is not meant to pass. These ones are. So we need to give equal attention. I don't want to say ignore 127 because that would be disastrous. But what I am saying is give equal attention to each of these bills. Now there are more than just these, but these are the four I wanted to highlight right now. And I wanted you guys to see what I was talking about and go ahead and look at these ones and then look at any of the other ones that have been filed. So just take a look at these, take a look at some other ones, and keep yourself informed and write your representatives, because we have to fight all of these bills. Okay? So anyway, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching. If you guys like this content, if you think that I give you good information, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when I put another video out. Also, once again, like I said, my videos are not monetized right now simply because I don't meet the requirements for being in the partnership program for YouTube. However, YouTube still can take my videos and monetize them for their gain because I'm a small channel. Until I hit that threshold of 1,000 subscribers and like 4,000 hours watched or something, I can't monetize my videos. So if you guys would like to donate to me to help me out and help me produce more content, you can send money to my Cash App at biopilot17, or if you guys would like to private message me on YouTube, Snapchat, or follow me on TikTok and whatnot, you can send me messages, and if you want to donate Bitcoin or whatever like that, I also accept that stuff. It's totally voluntary, up to you guys. But it would really help me out. But like I said, guys, my channel can only grow through viewership from you guys and from you guys sharing the videos. And I really want to get the word out specifically about this. Excuse me. Specifically about this video. So if you guys can only share one video of mine, please, I would say share this one. All right? I really appreciate it, guys, and I will see you in the next video.